memorizing the best principle doesn't make you get it. You need to take action from small to big, from the bottom to the top, from good to great. And you need to learn from all failures and mistakes and start doing things differently the next time you try, again and again. So don't be afraid when you make mistakes, and don't be scared when you fail. On the journey of life, you try and you fail, and then you try again and you fail again. That's okay. The real failure is when you stop trying. So don't let failure define who you are. Let it teach you so that you can do things more wisely in the future. I want to tell you that practice doesn't make you the best speakers. Only the best practice that makes you the best speaker. If you want to get something best of whatever you do, you need to follow this principle too. You have to do the job several times before it's finally done well. So the truth is, you don't need to necessarily expect the perfect result of the new job you try for the first time, because you become good at one thing through hard work and practice day by day. Yet, you don't need to work alone for this very hard job. So you find the people you trust the most to help you learn and do things better on the way of your education. They include your parents, your friends, your teachers, your principals, or even your governments. Ask them for support when you have problems and when you are willing to work well on the way of your education. And then the rest is your own responsibility to define who you are, what you want to do, and how optimistic you are in tackling the problems, and how excellent you want to be on the way of life, on your education. Now, you might feel a little nervous at the beginning of this school year. I know how you feel. Let me be clear. Going to the school or university is just the beginning, and graduating is still the first step of the life on your education. That is the first step to reach your successful life. But you need to ensure your further education so you can build the better life in the future. Some of you might be in difficulty in taking on extra responsibilities to help your poor parents at home for a better living so that you can go to school. And some of you might be living surrounded by the negative neighborhoods where you never notice anyone going to school for a better life. And some of you might not be ready for setting your own goals in life. Then you don't know what you're going to do after graduating. That's okay, because these are the common challenges that I faced, and I'm glad to share with you my experience here. The most important thing is that you pledge to yourself and decide what you want to achieve after all. It depends on what path of life you want to stay on to meet your goal. When you become successful, I ask you to do the same thing. I ask you to help the others to get a low price. Some of you might want to be a teacher, a writer, researcher, engineer, a doctor, or a government officer in high office, or even the Prime Minister of this country. Or some of you might want to start your own business. Believe me, all the times you can achieve that goal. But no matter what goal you choose, you've got to take good education. That's the only way you must do to reach out your goal, and there's no excuse for leaving the education behind. And there's no excuse for not trying. How about you? The success story of you in this generation isn't about failing and moving backward when things get tough, but it's about how you keep going forward when you fall down on your way. We rise or fall together as one people and as one nation. If you quit, it doesn't only mean you quit on yourself. It also means you quit on your country. Why a man whose parents didn't have money to pay for their son's extra education in 30 years ago and rejected his request to quit can now stand before you as a vice governor to this beautiful province. I wouldn't be able to stand here speaking to all of you without the hard work and the passionate succor from all my eminent teachers and professors from the general education to the postgraduate. And at this time, I'd like to extend my deep gratitude to those who spent their time in their life not only teaching me English, but also guiding me how to write my own destiny so that I could become one of the leaders in Kampong Cham province today. In this province, I've had a lot of teachers, but in this forum, I have one of the best teachers who's joining the forum today. He is Mr. Okamdi. So give him a big round of applause. So however, the education means nothing if you don't pay attention and take on your own responsibility to get it in. You need to set your own rules and make up your own disciplines, reform your bad habits, and sharpen your grit and determination to make sure that you are on the right path of your education that will take you to the life you want. The most important things that can define your success are your attitude and your commitment in toiling to meet your own goal. And you decide how high you set your goals, and you decide how hard you're going to work for those goals, and you decide how you're going to respond when something doesn't go on your way. Here in Cambodia today, no one writes your own destiny for you, but you. It's your choice. It's your own responsibility. It's your willingness to lead yourselves to the destination of life you desire. Starting from your education, you must be more determined, more responsible, and stronger to developing this nation than those who travel before you in the past. We are the future generations that our ancestors had ever hoped for. And you are the future generations that we hope for too. The future of this country surely depends on you. You are the future educators, the future scientists, the future innovators, the future entrepreneurs, and you are the future leaders of this country. So do whatever needs to be done to lift up our national pride and pledge to our flag and remain true and united to our nation. Whatever decisions you will make for this country in the next 20 or 30 years, make sure that they're all about construction, not destruction, about hope, not fear, and about peace, not war to it. So set your own goal and follow your dream. Your great power is inside the education you click and hold. The greater education you have, the stronger power you get. So you decide how you're going to use that power to change your life, your family, your community, and the future, and sustain the national peace and pride to our children's children. You get what you work for, try for, not what you wish for. The future of this country depends on you. You're responsible for shaping the future of your country to the way you want it to be.